Is talking and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News. Conversations. This is being Nigeria in the world today. The world is talking and is Trends on LJE News.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Trends on LJE News, where we bring you the latest and developing stories in Nigeria and of course across the globe. My name is Omotola Adeleke. I have here with me, Judith is in the studio. Judith, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Judith, it's been a while. Where have you been? Did you go to Dubai?
No.
Did you bring kilishi from Dubai?
How? No. I've been around.
All right. So we also have Esther in the studio. Esther, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
All right. So don't forget you can be a part of our growing online community by hitting that follow, like, share, and subscribe button right now on all platforms at LJE News. Let's quickly run through our headlines for this edition of Trends. AbdulRazaq blames Islamic extremists for Kwara Massacre. Tinubu deploys troops. INEC registers 2 new political parties, raises Nigerians' total to 20. Senate did not reject electronic transmission of results, minority caucus. Analyst says 95% of Nigerians lack 500,000 naira savings amid treasury bill boom. Another first story, Kwara State Governor AbdulRahman has attributed the recent mass killings in part of the state to Islamic extremists. At least 75 residents were killed and several houses destroyed when government attacked Nuku and Woro communities in Kaiama local government area earlier this week. Police spokesperson Adetomu Ejire Adeyemi said the attack began around 6 p.m. on Tuesday. The governor's chief press secretary Rauf Ajakaye explained that the victims were moderate Muslims targeted for refusing to submit to a strange and perverted extremist doctrine. Speaking to religious and security leaders at the government house, AbdulRazaq said the communities were massacred for rejecting changes to their faith, describing the incident as a pure massacre rather than a ransom-driven attack. This is what the governor has to say.
Is what we pass. Transmit, not transfer. What is in 2022 is transfer. And we don't want a law that is vague. We don't want a law that will be misinterpreted by anybody. We want a law that is clear, concise, and can be interpreted by all, and that is unambiguous. So it is electronic transmission of results, yes. All what we discussed yesterday as far as the law is concerned.
For how to take care and look over the members of the families. Because they absolutely refuse to change the doctrine and the faith, they were attacked and massacred. It's different from what we used to see, where the subjects were kidnapped for ransom. But this was just a pure massacre, and it's something we truly condemn. These challenges will be mitigated, inshallah. Well, at the moment, the State Emergency Services is going through enumeration and for how to take care and look over the members of the families.
In response, President Bola Tinubu ordered the immediate deployment of an army battalion to the area to lead Operation Savannah Shield. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has deployed an army battalion to Kwara State following an attack by terrorists which left scores of people dead and properties destroyed. The Northern Christian Association of Nigeria has expressed joy and relief over the safe release of the remaining worshippers abducted in the Kuruminwali community, Kaduna State. Recall, at least 177 people were abducted during the attack in Kuruminwali. All right, Judith, you've heard what happened in Kwara State. You know, Muslims are now killing Muslims, despite the fact that they practice the same faith. But now the governor of Kwara State is saying, these people who were victims are just moderate Muslims, and the extremists came and tried to change whatever faith that they had. So is the conversation now shifting from, Christian genocide to extremist killings?
Well, I think, first off, this is a very sad thing that happened in Kwara State, because how do you mean that 75 people, a whole 75 people were just randomly killed for no reason, just for believing in a certain, for just having belief in this religion and not in your own? I think it's quite sad.
It's the same religion, actually, but different ways of practicing
it. Yeah, I think Nigeria is supposed to run on the system of freedom of religion. We have freedom of religion. So why is this still happening, that people are being killed for choosing to believe in this particular religion and not in this one, or choosing to practice their belief in this way or in that way? I think the same people that attack the Muslims in Kwara State are also the same people that attack the Christians in different places too. I think it's now just a very full-blown genocide happening in the northern part of the country. So it's not just about
Christians.
And as we can see right now, it's not just about Christians anymore. Right now, they are now trying to affect everybody. They are just trying to take out everybody. You either believe in this or I take you out. I think that's what's happening now, and I think it's quite sad, because people should be free to do whatever they want. They can choose to worship this God or this God. They can even choose to not worship anybody. Exactly. So why do you want me so bad to believe in your God? What exactly is in your God that you want me to believe in? That
all right. Thank you very much. And the fact that you need to even defend your God and not the God defending him.
That's also crazy, because why do you need me? Why do you have to be the one to force me? Why don't you summon your God to prove to me that he's real? Then I can believe in that.
All right, Judy, thank you very much. Esther, this is like the third time we've heard soldiers delaying. The attack happened from like 6 p.m. for hours before soldiers came around. What do you think is happening? Why the delay from our military officials to rescue people, especially in situations like this?
Okay, even before they were asked to come for the rescue, I'm sure there were military parastatals littered within the vicinity already. Why didn't they go there before the ones that were asked to come for the rescue could arrive? If you look at the way all of these things are playing out, it's just really disheartening. What is really going on in Nigeria?
Are we saying our military is no longer effective?
I feel like they are not being competent. They are scared of these bandits. The military, they are scared to approach these bandits. If something goes wrong somewhere and they get the information, instead of reaching out as soon as possible, they try to make delays so that when they are done, they just come in for the aftermath. They really don't have the mindset of going there to rescue people. They just go there to be like, oh, we're here. Because if you take in countries like US, ASAP, they are there. You can't even think of it, because they are going there as soon as they hot. Permit me to say that. But you let the whole thing die down. You let the whole situation lay low, and then you come out later to take numbers of dead bodies and give, fake accounts of this. I'm sure the numbers are way above what they brought out to the public. Right? This is not what we're supposed to be facing.
So are we now saying, because I'm wondering, you're practicing the same religion, but you believe in entirely different things in the same religion. So are the religious leaders actually doing enough in terms of teachings? Because I'm wondering, who are teaching these ones, and who are the religious leaders teaching you this ones?
No, we serve God differently.
Okay.
Right? Everybody has their own limit to which they serve God. Some people might decide that they want to pray in their houses. Some people might decide they want to. I'm a Christian, speaking from the Christianity part of this. I don't know about how the Muslims will pray. Okay. Some Christians pray in their houses. Some believe they must go to churches. So imagine those that are going to churches saying those that pray in their houses are not serving God to an extent they want, so they kill them. It doesn't make any sense. Because why are these extremists killing their fellow Muslims? Because they feel like they are not serving Allah in a particular way.
So what are the religious leaders supposed to do in this case in terms of teachings?
The religious leaders are not even supposed to be blamed, if you ask me. Because they've done their own part in inculcating the values they.
So you don't think some of these ideas were ideas or ideologies of some religious leaders? Some of them
they get it from the religious leaders, but it's for your own belief, right? It's left for them to preach. It's left for you to take. They're responsible for what they say and not what you understand. I might tell you something, and the way you interpret it is not what I want it to be. They might tell you things like, okay, people that don't come to church are pagans. And then I look at you and I'm like, you're not supposed to be close to me. You know, it's the way I interpret it in my head. It's
all right. Thank you very much, Esther. Let's move on to the next story quickly. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has officially registered 2 new political parties, further expanding Nigerians' democratic space after initial screening of 14 associations who met the pre-qualification criteria and were invited to proceed. 8 successfully uploaded the required document on INEC's portal, including the All Democratic Alliance, ADA, Citizens Democratic Alliance, CDA, and Democratic Leadership Alliance, DLA, among others. Following detailed verification, only the Democratic Leadership Alliance, DLA, met all constitutional and legal requirements and was formally registered with effect from February 5, 2025. In addition, INEC confirmed compliance with a federal high court order in Lokoja, Kogi State, directing the registration of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC. Certificate of registration will be issued to both parties in due course. With this development, Nigeria now has 20 registered political parties, reinforcing political pluralism and participation. Esther, now we have 20 registered political parties. We already have like the Labour Party, the All Progressives Congress, APC, we have the PDP. We have some major political parties, about 4 or 5 of them or so. Do you think Nigeria actually needs 20 political parties?
We can have as much political parties as we want, right? The most important thing is the leadership of the country. You know, that is where defection comes in. We have, yes, we already have the incumbent, the ruling political party, APC, that has been there. Everybody knows APC, everybody knows PDP, and all of the likes. But we need to have more of these things. We cannot be under APC forever. We can't be under PDP forever. Okay, I look at the Labour Party. It's coming to light. Look at the ADC coming to light. So we were having more of these political parties. We need it. You
feel it that, you know, it's in a certain way expands democracy?
Yes, it does. It gives us leverage to have different opportunities and what's the word now? To actually have variety of leaders placed in different places. So it won't be like it's just APC and PDP we are looking at.
Okay, all right. Judith, you know, when it comes to top political positions, over the years, we've either had APC, PDP, and some other few political parties. Do you think these new political parties actually stands the chance? Or maybe perhaps they're just wasting their time? Or do you think they actually stand the chance?
Well,
you know, with the fact that we have existing ones who have been ruling over the years.
I think, yes. The thing about political parties is each party has their own priorities. They have their own mission and ideologies, exactly. So if the new parties have better ideologies, if they can publicize their ideologies better and it resonates with the people, I believe, yes, they would get the publicity too and they would stand a chance, a big chance actually, in contesting. All
right. So thank you very much, Judith. The Senate Minority Caucus has clarified that the Senate did not reject electronic transmission of election result while passing the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, contrary to widespread media report. Speaking on Thursday, former minority leader Inginaya Abaribe said claims that lawmakers voted against electronic transmission were incorrect and based on a misunderstanding of Wednesday's plenary. Abaribe explained that the Senate retained electronic transmission as provided in the 2022 Electoral Act, a position also affirmed by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. He said electronic transmission remains a core, non-negotiable provision agreed upon by lawmakers across party lines following committee reviews, retreat with INEC, and extensive consultations. According to him, the bill was duly passed with video record confirming the Senate position. This is what the Senate Minority Caucus has to say.
Is inchoate until we meet and approve the votes and proceedings. Is what we must pass. Transmit, not transfer. What is in 2022 is transfer. And we don't want a law that is vague. We don't want a law that will be misinterpreted by anybody. We want a law that is clear, concise, and can be interpreted by all, and that is unambiguous. So it is electronically electronic transmission of results. Yes. All what we discussed yesterday, as far as the law is concerned, is inchoate until we meet and approve the votes and proceedings. Until we adopt it, every other thing, it will still be there in the ether. No.
All right, so we've heard what the Senate Minority Caucus, Senator Abaribe actually spoke, for the Minority Caucus in that particular video. Now, Judith, with this back and forth, with the passage of the, especially the part of the electronic transfer of result in the Electoral Act as amended 2026. Now, this controversial talks, it's this, it's that, and of course, when it comes to what we see in politics today, when there are rumors and when there are allegations of some, stuffs going on in politics, it also seems there's a truth in between sometimes, you understand? So, with all this back and forth, how confident is the public? How confident is the people of Nigeria? How confident would they be when it comes to the passage of this Electoral Act? Do you think Nigerians should, say, yes, this electronic passage of result will be implemented?
Well, honestly, I don't think there should be any confidence at all in the electoral bill.
So you just think these are just talks to probably calm the people?
The Senate is saying that they would maintain the electoral bill from 2022. And that one is the one that says it is not compulsory to transmit the results in real time. They said, yes, it should be transmitted, but it is not compulsory. And they are trying to maintain that one. That is the one that was used in the 2023 elections, that there were speculations that the results were manipulated.
And there were glitches and all that.
There were glitches and all that. I think if they are trying to be transparent, they should implement the new one that makes it compulsory and mandatory to transmit the results in real time, so that across the country, everybody is seeing that the result, whatever the result is saying, everybody is seeing it in real time. There will be no excuse of, oh, there were glitches here, there were this, there were that. Nobody, and that also makes the whole process very transparent, because if everybody's seeing what's happening in real time, nobody's going to come and say, oh, the results were manipulated, oh, it was not manipulated, this and that.
So you don't think even in real time technology can be manipulated?
That is an angle. That is a very very valid angle, but it will just give a feeling of confidence that, okay, at least we are seeing this in real time. If something is happening, I believe that would also be able to see. There are also technical people in the normal Nigerians, or the masses rather. There are technical ones among us that would be able to tell when the results are being manipulated in real time.
All right, Esther, do you think there's a level of scare? Do you think these lawmakers are frightened? Is there something they're afraid of, at least to make? I don't think it's really something as complicated as the whole thing looks like. Why don't you say yes, it's mandatory, and let the whole world know?
Because they lack accountability and they don't want transparency. That's the major reason why they're trying to sideline this new law enactment, right? They're trying to make it feel like, you cannot. They don't want to make it mandatory, because if once it's mandatory, yes, it can be manipulated, but it's going to be 70-30. It won't be as easy as it used to be over the years, when it was just manual and all. Exactly. They can't really manipulate these things because now it's technological, right? So they are trying to frustrate the effort of trying to have a free and fair election.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Esther. Financial analyst Kalu Aja has said that about 95% of Nigerians do not have up to 500,000 naira in their bank account, warning against celebrating rising debt yields. He made a comment on X on Thursday while reacting to claims by presidential aide Dada Olusegun that Nigerian treasury bills recorded 4.59 trillion naira in subscriptions, nearly 4 times the 1.15 trillion naira offered. Aja argued that high yields reflect elevated inflation, sovereign risk, and higher borrowing costs for businesses, not economic strength. According to him, only wealthy investors benefit from such returns, while most Nigerians struggle. He added that sustainable economic growth requires lower interest rate, not expensive government borrowing. Esther, do you agree with what Kalu is saying? That 95% of Nigerians don't have up to 500,000 naira in their account. Can this be true?
you know, it's a level. There are levels to these things, right? There are upper chamber, lower chamber. You can't say 95% of the upper chamber don't have. That is 500.
No, this is like saying only 5% of Nigerians have 500,000 and above. So do you think that's true?
That's true. That's true, because they are literally.
Are you a part of the 5% or a part of the 95%?
No, I don't. At this point, you can't. I don't want to place it, but yes, I am among the Nigerians that need support.
Okay.
Right. So because the governments are embezzling everything, even the ones that are meant for down to the grassroots level, they still take from us. Now they've implemented taxes. Still taking. You go to buy food now, there is VAT. You go to make payment. What's going on? Even the little we have, they are taking from us. Nigerians are suffering, but still, they're still taking from the little they have to feed themselves.
All right. Judith, I'm going to ask you this as well. Do you think 95% of Nigerians don't have 500,000 naira?
Honestly, yes, I think. We've said it here so many times that Nigeria is a poor country. We are impoverished in this country.
Are we a poor country, or we just have people who are poor? Because in terms of our gross domestic product, we are like rich.
But then the riches, the wealth does not reflect with the people. So that, I think it's safe to say that we are a poor country, because the people that matter, the masses, are poor. People can barely afford food to eat. They can barely afford the very little basic things that people need to survive. We can barely afford it. Yes, we are a poor country, and I think the government should, I don't know, just...
But you're talking about the government should, and the government shouldn't, and the government should, and all that. Now, the government have come out to say a couple times that their reforms are working. In fact, one of the reforms was just stated in the news right now, that their policies are working, people are moving away from poverty, food prices are now becoming cheap, and all that. And this man is saying we don't even have 500,000. A lot of people, it's safe to even say almost all Nigerians don't have 500,000 naira in their account. So if these reforms are working, then why is it even that complicated for a Nigerian, an average Nigerian, to have 1 million naira in their account?
Honestly, I think the government officials should touch grass. Permit me to use the word. They should come down and touch grass. They should come and feel what we are feeling.
Okay, is that what touch grass means?
Yes, they are very, very I think
out of touch.
Yes, they're out of touch with the reality of a lot of Nigerians, because these people don't know how things are for the poor people. They just
are you saying they don't know, or they pretend like they don't know?
Yes,
I think they actually do know, but they are just acting like they don't know, so that they can keep these things coming their way and leaving Nigerians to suffer. They are very much aware of what Nigerians at grassroots level are going through. They are very much aware of the insecurity, the hunger, the starvation, the lack of people. Most people don't even have where to sleep. Even right here in Abuja, you wake up early morning to come to work. You see how many people sleep on the streets. You see how many people sleep in their shops. Some people don't have houses. They are aware of these things. They see these things. But they don't just want to pay attention. Everybody's looking for how to feed themselves and gather what they can get before their tenure is over. That's just what they're focused on.
Okay, but you're about to end that thought.
I was just going to agree with her.
Okay.
They really need to come down to like the level of the average Nigerians to experience and feel. Yes, actually, I believe that they know, because these things are in the news. All these killings, the hardship and everything, they are in the news. And I want to believe that they listen to the news, because there's no way you are going to be ruling a country and you don't listen to things happening in the country. So it feels like they just intentionally ignore whatever is happening in the news and just choose to believe what they want to believe.
All right, thank you very much, Judith. So for now, that's it for today's edition of Trends on LJE News. Many thanks to Esther. Esther, thank you for your impactful contributions.
Thank you.
And Judith, thank you very much for your views as well.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So to our listeners and viewers out there, don't forget to follow, like, and share. Don't forget to also subscribe at LJE News on all social media platforms to stay in the loop and join the conversation ahead of our next show. My name is Omotola Adeleke. See you next time. Bye for now.
In terms of tackling security, there is lack of political will.
Beyond the headlines,
who are the sponsors of insecurity in this country?
From breaking news to everyday conversations, this is where Nigeria's conversations begin. We track the issues shaping Nigeria and the world today. The world is talking, and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News.